Hello guys, welcome to your own channel I Live for Coding, and here I am your friend Ronit Mukherjee. So this video is the part of the series Building To-Do Application under the parent series Build to Learn. In this series we will create a to-do application using Bootstrap, ES6, jQuery, Ajax, Node.js, ExpressJS, MongoDB, Mongoose. So lots of technologies will be used in this application, hence it will be a great opportunity for you guys to learn these technologies integrated together. So if you haven't watched the session 1 video of this series, then quickly watch it now. It's very necessary to understand the server setup I have followed. So you may click the caption appearing on the top right of the video right now, or can see the link in the description. So in this video we will create a Node.js controller for handling the API request, and by the end of the video we will understand the use and benefits of creating controllers. So do watch the video till the end. So guys, if you haven't subscribed the channel yet, then quickly press the subscribe button, and to not to miss the future videos, press the bell icon too. Okay guys, let's start today's video. So if you have watched the previous video, the session 1 of the series, then you know that we have already discussed about the routes. So here let's start with this routes only. So you can see this routes are something like this, and here what we have done, and as per the previous video I have made a small change, which is this one. I have included the /API/todos directly here and removed the /todos, the repeating /todos from the here, because it makes more sense. So I'm saying that all the API requests, means all the server requests which are coming to the server with this URL, means /API/todos, it will use all the routes which are defined by the to-do routes. So here in the sense we can see all these routes which are being created. See, finally we are returning this route. So all these will use, means /get, the same thing, means /API/todos with get will use this route. Similarly, /API/todos with the post method will use this route. Similarly, /API/todos with the ID and the data using the the put method will use this route. So similarly, other routes will be used. So now let's understand. So till in the last session we understood all these setups, but in today's we will see what happens when this API request comes up till here. So what's the next after that? So here we will see that I have created a to-dos saying that to-do controller.get. So now it's the main thing why I have created a controller here. So guys, this is called, first of all, the basic reason is that I want to separate my code into multiple files. That makes the code easy to maintain, because we know directly to which file to go for a specific type of update. Otherwise we have to find that particular code in a single file, and it makes the task very tedious. So what I've done, all the things which are being controlled, means this to-do controller, as it's not currently, this is the get one, it's not using any authentication or anything, but everything including the request manipulation, request authentication, request handling. So everything regarding the request handling, this total work will be given to the controller. Okay guys, so this total work will go to the controller. So controller is responsible to receive the request and then finally work on that. If it sees that, suppose we are implementing some authentication, so it will see that authenticated user is not have all the required data or not. So all the authentication and validation will be done by the controller, and finally it will return something in the response. Okay, so that response is not the final response. Again I will ask the router, because router is the one which accepts request and finally gives the response. So I will give that responsibility to the router only. So here what I have done is I have created a function inside the to-do controller called get, because it will give me all the to-dos. And finally if I receive to-dos as false, means the controller has sent the response as false. So what I will do, send the server response as something like this. What this is, please do watch my next video, because in the next video I will explain what this response thing is, what is this and why I have created. So Similarly, if the response from the controller is -1, then send this response from the server, else send this response from the server. Okay. Similarly, let me show you what happens when we let me close this one. Okay, so here you can see it's post, and you can see here I have sent the request body. So as here there is no authentication or nothing else regarding the request, so I'm directly sending the request body. But generally we have to send the complete request, but means we will not send this request body, but we will send this request, and all other authentications and validations will on this request will be done by the controller, and the response will be sent from the controller function. And finally we will do this and send the server response from the router depending upon the controller's response. I hope till now it's clear. Okay, fine. As there is no authentication and validation in this application, I'm just keeping it very simple, and that's why I'm sending directly the request.body. This body contains the data which we send in the request using the post method, that I will show you. Okay, now let me see, it's the router.put. So similarly I have used another method of the controller. So you can see I have distributed all the separate tasks and separate work to different functions, so that it makes us easy to handle. We are not handling all the requests with the same function depending upon the multiple condition. That is not a correct way. What I have done, creating the multiple functions for different URLs, so that its function is only responsible to handle the request or the response for a particular URL. So whenever we want to do something regarding this put one, so we know that we have to update this function directly, so we can click here and come here and do the necessary changes. So it makes our code very easy to maintain in future when our code grows. So it's very important to follow some distributed architecture. So this is very important. Okay, now let's come back here. So hope you understood what this controller is and what is its use. Now let me take you to the controller. So this is the controller. It is nothing special. What I have done, you can follow any of the pattern. Here I have used the constructor pattern and used the latest ES6 class. So that's why to do controller, I have created a to do controller where I have all these methods: add, get, update, delete, and it receives the data as per it, and finally it sends the response. So let me see what happens when we call the to do controller.get, because we will see that in action very soon. So what I have done here is that I am returning a response in promise. So the promise, if its promise is written or -1 is written, you can see -1 means whenever some issue is generated here and exception is there, then it will go to the catch. In that case I have written -1. So you can guys do it in any of the way you wish, but this is something the logic. This is not hard-coded way that you have to always follow this pattern, but it is something like the ideology that you have to control it in this way. So I am returning -1 whenever some exception occurs in this code. So you know whenever -1 is written, it will go to this section and send the response failure. Okay, now let's see. So here to do's is using await, because we know the response which it's sending is a promise, otherwise it's -1. So what we will get finally from the to do's is this one, either -1 or a new promise. So we wait for it and finally we receive this one. Okay, now let's see here. So this is the model what I have done here. So I will explain you in the next videos and the next sessions what is this model, how it came, what are its use, how to create this model, what are the MongoDB connection with the using Mongoose. So everything I will tell you in coming videos, but this video is totally concentrated on using the controllers. So what I have done is I have created a new promise here, and finally I have just sent a request to the model. You can understand model as a database for now. So I'm just sending the request to the database to find all the to-dos which are not equal to, which status is not equal to 3, and finally I am receiving the result or error. So here I will make a check. So if error is not equal to null, means there is no error, and then resolve false. Sorry, I made a mistake. If the error is not equal to null, means some error is already there. So in that case I am sending false as this result. Otherwise what we will do is we will send this R. R is the result which is returned by this database. So finally we will see in future video what this R is, how it looks, but for now understand that it's the result which we have received against this query from the database. So we are sending this back to the function. And let me do one thing to make it a bit better, and I will do is I will always return a promise, and let me just cut it from here so that it's okay. So I have just brought the try and catch inside the new promise because I want always to return a promise. Otherwise, in case of some exception, it would not return a promise, but I want a consistent behavior. So for that I have always written a promise, and in case of catch what I will do is I will send the resolve with -1 because we want -1 as the final answer. This one. Okay, so this is the way. Now you can see that this is the get, and when you know this will be resolved, it will go here in to-dos because we have already used await, and for using await I have used async here. So now in to-dos, suppose the condition is correct, query is correct, we will receive the to-dos. So it will be an array, and finally that I have sent to the response handler. So this is, I have created a response handler separate where I handle all the responses which are being sent to the client. So I have just again delegated the work of creating responses to a separate file so that whenever we need to make some changes to the response, we can directly go to a file and make the changes. We do not have to come to the this routes file again and again. So we have a single file which is responsible for handling all the responses. So there I have maintained all the generic behavior and the all specific routes behavior. So it's very easy to maintain. So please do watch the video in which I will show you about the response handling. So that is also very important. Don't miss that. Okay, so I hope guys this controller thing is now clear to you guys. So let me repeat it again in a short way, that controllers are responsible to handle all the requests which are coming to the URL, and the controller is responsible to handle the request authentication, request validation, and finally do the needful call for the data. So it's responsible to bring the data and accept the data, but actual data calling directly with the database is not done by the controller. That will be done by the model, and what are model I will explain you in the next session. Okay, here it is nowhere recommended by anyone or any official Node.js or ExpressJS site that we should create the controllers, but this is my way where I want to segregate the work into multiple responsibilities and multiple files. So it makes our code easy to manage and easy to maintain. So I hope guys you have understood what this controller is and what its use. So I hope you have liked the video, then please press the like button quickly and share this video with your friends and colleagues. Okay guys, let's meet in our next video. Till then, take care and bye bye.